Hey everyone, welcome to another Haze Reverb video, and this one we're going to be talking about a spreadsheet that I've been working on. This is what I alluded to in yesterday's video, that there's going to be a bit of surprise, and this is it. Now, the main reason I'm sort of doing this is because with the tier list maker that I used to use for my tier list, I was not confident that they're going to keep updating those with the new unit portraits. Because even the last time I did it, I had to upload some of my own because they were just missing from that site, right? Or at least from that tier list maker. So I decided it's better for me to do my own, and that way I can use like a consistent method of showing the units. And yeah, I think it looks pretty good at the moment. At least I like it. Hopefully you do too. And also it allows me to separate them into different categories as well. So we've got a guard team, I have an assault team, and a heavy team. I think this is a lot easier than running like one big list of every single unit and dumping it all on one page, because it's not necessarily relevant based off what team you're focusing on. Like for example, if I'm playing a guard team, then units like Caitlyn and stuff I just don't really like mix well into here, right, into like an infographic here, because they're just not used in the guard team, right? So I think this gives you a bit more context and helps you a lot more with choosing the units that you want to use within your team. So if you know you're a Hawk main, then these are the units that I think are worth considering when building your team. Now, also with the way I've got it here, if I have a skin, like for example, Hawk is using the special skin, right? And some people may not recognize that, but at least with this, it shows you the name at the bottom, so that will help you also to distinguish what each unit is. One of the issues with the tier list maker is the icons are quite small, and they don't have a name on it, right? So people would probably find it hard to recognize who the units are. I think the way I've done it here makes it a lot easier for the newer players who aren't super familiar with all the different units. Now, additionally, I have shortlisted each of these tier lists because I think it's unnecessary to just dump every single unit into a tier list. I feel that just overloads the viewer with too much information, especially when the units are not useful anyway. So I've only put the units that I personally think are worth using in the team. There might be some exceptions here. I mean, there might be some units I might be missing. If there are, just let me know and I'll add them over time. As long as I agree that they are units that should be used. I think I'm fairly confident with the guard team because that's what I personally run, and it's the team that I run into the most at the top ranks. Additionally, I should also mention that these tier ranks are assuming the units are at their max rank, right? Even though like some of these pictures don't have maxed units, it's just because that's what I have at the moment. So units like Chiaki I haven't built yet, so just they're like 3-star and all that. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad, just that I haven't built it yet. Just keep that in mind. So you can kind of ignore the stars, the level, and the rank. That's just what I have personally, okay? Or at least at the time of when I screenshotted it. Yeah, so guard team I'm pretty confident with. Assault and heavy I have limited experience with. And these are mostly my best guess, right? So just keep that in mind when looking at these tier lists. There's still things that I need to look into more, right? But if anyone has more experience with these teams and know what's good and what's not, feel free also just to leave a comment and let me know. I'll try to check it out. But if I agree with your assessment, then I'll alter the tier list as necessary. But yeah, these will probably change over time anyway as more units get added. For example, at the time of recording this video, there are 2 new units, Transcendent Charlissa and also Spez, both of which I think will belong onto the tier list, but at the moment I haven't put them in just yet because I want to give a bit of time to test them out and see how they perform before I slot them in, but they will most likely get added to this as well, okay? So those are the tier lists. I have a Crusade Raid section here. This one will require a bit more explanation, and I'll probably add that to the bottom. So I want to put some like written information at the bottom in like a separate sort of table, and give you a bit of explanation of like what each of the units do, or like what their role is in the battle, right? Also, maybe like a section just to explain how to build your crusade raid team, like or the general setup, right? And that would depend on whether you're just trying to do like a normal clear and just get like a comfortable clear, just get your score out of the way, or if you're trying to min max, then I'll have a section for that. Similarly with the other tier list, I'll probably also have some more information at the bottom just to explain what like why these units are in the particular ranking. So a lot of that is going to be like the part of the work in progress, right? It's going to take me a lot of time to add that in and like format it into a way that I think looks presentable as well. But those are some of the things that I intend to add to this spreadsheet. Also, there'll be more tabs later on, and I'll probably update you through like the weekly updates. So probably I'll tack it on at the end of like the video just to explain, all right, this is what I've added this week for the spreadsheet. This is the new section, and maybe give you like a brief explanation of how I came up with it, right? So yeah, hopefully this will be helpful for people. Now I will have a link for this in the description and also the comment, hopefully, because sometimes people don't check the comments or some people don't check the description. But yeah, if you want the link for this spreadsheet, I will have it in 2 sections at the bottom. Okay, and I will probably also add this as a link in my future videos, just so that new viewers coming in, you can access the spreadsheet quite easily just through the description. Anyway, I think that pretty much covers mostly what I wanted to talk about for this video. It's a bit of like a preview of like what's here and a little bit of explanation of what's coming. But yeah, hopefully this is something that people will find useful. And as I said, there'll be more added in the future. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.